Hey guys, Corone here, and I'm going to take a break from my Road to PVM Mastery series with this upload. It'll still come out on the usual day, but I'm going to take a break to make this guide on Ripper demons. Now, these little pus-filled balls of cancer, let's put it that way, are one of the level 96 Slayer mobs, and they are, well, they're sort of what people consider dangerous. They're one of the elite Slayer mobs, which means that they're not overly rewarding in terms of drops, and they're incredibly hard. And they've sort of got this stigma about them, but they have been nerfed, and I'm here to bring you up to speed on what you can expect here, the reasons why you might do it, and how to do it. Now, first of all, the reasons that you'll do it. You're not going to be doing it for money. Don't think about the clause. Don't think about the money you're going to make or lose here. That's not relevant, because you are mostly here for the Slayer XP and the blue charms. So they actually award more Slayer XP per kill than combat XP. And they also give you roughly 1 blue charm per kill. So they're good for training summoning as well. You might also want to do this for Comp Cape, because you do need the minor journals from these. And I actually got a minor journal whilst recording this. I did these off task because I thought I was recording during my task. Turns out I wasn't, so I had to go back to re-record stuff. So yeah. Now, there's two styles you can use here. You can use dual wield melee. I don't recommend using two-hander because a scythe will tag lots of them and you don't want that. So dual wield melee is viable. Range isn't, so don't use range. Or you could use magic and earth spells, because they're actually weak to earth spells. So magic or dual wield melee. It doesn't matter which style of magic you take, they're both the same. So your gear setup. Now, you can do these with level 70 armor, but I would highly recommend, if you have level 80 armor, use it. If you've got tank armor, use the tank armor. Now, some might disagree that you might want DPS armor. Honestly, it's up to you, but if you want to be as safe as physically possible, then tank armor is probably a way to go. These do a lot of damage. Now, in terms of weapon, I would say anything tier 85 plus. I wouldn't recommend anything lower, because they're not going to be as great with lower weapons. You do not want to be missing on these. You want to be getting as quicker kills as possible to take advantage of that really excellent Slayer XP per hour and the charms. Now, in terms of like other items to bring, neck pieces, rings, etc., I would not recommend taking any item which requires 500k to reclaim from death. So, no Dragon Rider necklace, no Asylum Surgeon ring. If you want, you can bring them, but bear in mind they will add to any reclaim costs. If you do reclaim, you can run here. It is really close to a lodestone. So they're extremely close to a Alcarid lodestone. They're also extremely close to Shanty Pass Bank, so bear that in mind. Ring of Death is probably useful here. But probably the most important item is you have to have either a defense skill cape or a sign of life. Those are absolutely mandatory here, because there's so much one-shot potential, and you have to concentrate pretty hard. And if you're not concentrating for even a second and you mess up, those items will save you. I also recommend, if you've got a legendary pet, to use a legendary pet here with the Ring of Life special, because this is that's independent of the skill cape and the Sun of Life, so that'll be useful to you because they do have a lot of one-shot potential. In terms of aura, I prefer Vampirism aura. If you've got tier 85 plus weapons, you don't really need accuracy auras here. So, I mean, you might want to go for prayer aura and be able to use tier 95 prayers. I wasn't using tier 95 prayers because they weren't really that needed for me. I mean, the kills are really quick anyway. So, yeah, that's sort of it for gear. I mean, gear up with the knowledge that you're probably going to die quite a few times here, especially when you're first starting, and even sometimes when you're later on, like 500 kills in. So, in terms of what you have to watch out for here, now the main mechanic that like everywhere in this area, the main mechanic is that if you drop below 35% of your health, every single Ripper demon near you will be aggressive to you. They won't all jump on you instantly, but a lot will. And basically, if you drop below 35% health, get out that door ASAP, or you will die. So with that in mind, you want to be eating early, because you don't really have that much of a buffer. You don't want to take a risk of dropping too low. So yeah, you also want to be absolutely always praying against melee, and because he's hit with melee is the reason why you don't want to be taking range, and they hit incredibly hard. Now, the second thing to watch out for, and this isn't too much of a concern, is they use the slaughter ability, which sticks a dot on you, and that dot doesn't do too much damage by itself, but if you're moving whilst this dot is on you, you take increased damage from the dot. So you want to freedom this as often as possible. Normally they'll use it straight away when you aggro them. So freedom the slaughter off as quick as possible, because if they do spec you and you have to move, you will take quite a lot of damage from that. So I'm gonna cover the one-shot mechanic last, because I've not got much footage of that at all. So the next thing you want to be careful of is, as soon as they die, they start doing a spin attack where they died, and if you're within that radius, you will take massive amounts of damage. So as soon as you kill the target, run away from them. Another thing is, be careful if you run away too early, because they do jump on you if you get too far. So make sure you don't run too early, but don't run too late. Now, Devotion will negate all of that spin attack damage, as well as nearly all of their damage. The only thing it won't protect against is their one-shot mechanic, because the rest of their damage is pure melee. So if you're protecting against melee and you're using Devotion, you won't take any damage. So keep that one in mind as well. Now, the last mechanic, and the reason why everyone in the entire world hates Ripper demons, is their one-shot mechanic, which is not too dissimilar to one of the abilities that Next uses during the smoke phase, I believe. And basically what they'll do is they'll jump into the air, and after a short period of time they will land where they jumped. Well, it's not where they jumped, it's where you were when they jumped. So the visual can be a little bit off-putting. Now, when they land, if you're still there, it's a one-shot. Doesn't matter how much health you're on, it's a one-shot. I have not tested whether Barricade works against this, but it's typeless, so I would be willing to bet Barricade will not save you. So you absolutely must move away from this ability, and you don't have much time to do it. So, I mean, if you're lagging, I recommend don't do this task at all. Now, there are a few ways to make sure that you always avoid this. Number one is by using keybinds, and this helped me so much. Always use keybinds here because you want your mouse free to move as quick as possible. So I keybind my food, I keybind my threshold, I keybind freedom, and I keybind devotion. Now, I also have Tusker's Wrath on my actual standard rotation normally, but that's especially good here because you don't have to worry about keep using that. It uses itself, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, the second tip I'll have for you, and you might see this, like you might have seen this through the video so far, I always keep my mouse away from other Ripper demons in a place that I can walk to. Because what happens is I'm waiting for them to jump into the air. Now, they don't do this that often, but when they do, it will catch you off guard because they haven't used it for a while, or you think, you completely forget it's a thing. And then they'll jump up and, then they'll one-shot you. So what I do, I always have my mouse in a position where all I need to do is click and I'm safe. Now, I think the recording may have actually removed my cursor, which is a problem. Yeah. But effectively, keep your mouse in a position of the room without other Ripper demons where they're not going to walk immediately after, and where you can effectively, as soon as the Ripper demon jumps up, you click. Straight away, you move as soon as possible. If you do that, you should never be hit. And bear in mind, if you're running towards the direction the Ripper demon was, that will not impede you at all, because the Ripper demon will land, like the visual will land where it was, but the actual effect of the damage lands on top of where you were. Now I don't know the exact range of this, so get far away, but I think it's a 3x3 radius. Don't quote me on that if you do die in a 5 or a 4x4 or 5x5 radius. So yeah, that's effectively Ripper demons. It used to be a really tough task, but they did nerf it, and honestly, I wouldn't say Ripper demons are hard as much as they are unforgiving, because you make mistakes at Ripper demons, you die quickly. But if you're fully concentrating, you don't tend to make mistakes here. So bear that in mind. Give them a try. Like, take them off your ban list. Give them one try. Have a look at the XP you get. Have a look at the charms. They're roughly 1 charm per kill, but they drop as a 4 and they're a 25% drop rate. So during my Slayer task, I got 96 in a task of 76. So I got quite lucky with that. So yeah, just give them a try. They're not the best GP per hour. They are the best Slayer per hour. So yeah, hopefully you don't die. Make sure you've got precautions in case you do. Don't take anything really expensive in a Beast of Burden. unless you've got a Ring of Death, which will actually save your Beast of Burden as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later.